Welcome, partiers, to the show. This is Party Pastime, the show where my good buddy Patrick and I talk about all of the entertainment news that matters to us of the week. Like I said, I'm your host, Thomas, and I'm here joined by my good buddy, Patrick.
It's me.
It be that boy.
Back again for another episode of a podcast.
Yay!
Yay!
Let's give it up for Patrick, everybody. Woohoo!
I returned to work. I'm deep in the mines, the trenches. I'm here. I'm grinding it out. I'm on my Sigma grind set FR no cap.
Oh my gosh.
Cut that out. Or leave it in. I don't care what you do. You edit this show.
Oh man, guys, Pat, we have quite the show today. Alien Earth got an announcement. We're going to talk about some PlayStation stuff. Some games are getting remastered. We got some stuff from Nintendo Direct that happened. You're going to talk about Remedy Entertainment later on in the show that I know that you're excited to talk about.
Yes, sir.
And we got some movie trailers. We got a ton of movie trailers to talk to, Pat. Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the documentary for the Christopher Reeves story, Minecraft, and Wicked.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's a party all right. Pat, before we get into this week's show, you went out of town last weekend. Where'd you go? What'd you do?
Well, I was supposed to.
Oh, okay.
I was supposed to. We had this whole plan set aside. I don't know if you've recently talked with Mikhail or not. Mikhail is shipping out.
He did message me. He wanted to meet up yesterday, but of course that never really happened.
Yeah, he's had a busy few days, so he's shipping out. He's in South Carolina right now. Our plan was to drive over to Titusville to see our mutual friend Sandy, friend of the podcast Sandy, who works at NASA.
Yeah, shout out to you, Sandy. Love you, man. Miss you.
Yeah, what up, Sandy? Sorry we didn't make it last week because I got COVID.
Oh no!
I know. It finally got my ass after 4 years. It was pretty mild, but yeah. I didn't, I was like, don't want to go and spread, because we were gonna tour NASA and everything. I was like, I don't want to give a bunch of government employees COVID. So anyway, yeah, I was supposed to go visit Sandy with Mikhail and see NASA. Instead, I stayed in bed. And was lazy.
Dude, I didn't even know that. I'm sorry to hear about that.
It's all good. I didn't really tell anybody because, truthfully, I didn't feel that bad. I just didn't want to, spread it around or give it to anybody else.
Right.
I'm a responsible human being with empathy. Yeah, that's what I was supposed to be doing. But we'll make it happen. I think Mikhail has block leave in what is it, December? So I think we're gonna try again around then.
All right, yeah.
Whenever he's back.
I'll have to talk to him so I can request those days off work so we can finally have our long overdue trip to go see Sandy. We've talked about going to see Sandy for quite a long time.
I know. If you wanna tag along, just
hell yeah, man! I would love to. I would love to.
Hit the chat or whatever.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't mind driving you guys.
Yeah, I know he's lonely out there. So.
The poor guy.
I know. Shout out to NASA.
Pat,
wanted to throw that out there.
I updated our graphics.
Yeah, we got a production bump. The company gave the editor a raise. Thomas edits the show. That's the joke.
What company is this, Pat? I hope it's not the Lethal Company.
I don't know. Wayland Yutani, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, gotcha.
It's debatably worse.
Yeah, I'm happy how our graphics turned out. Everyone that's watching has seen our intro, and I'm honestly excited to show off all the other graphics. Really for the 2 other segments we have, but I can't wait to show all the others. And whenever we do segments for those, and I finally get to show them, I'm so proud how they turned out.
I know, man. You keep this up, we'll be buying houses in no time.
Oh man, Party Pastime Studios, here we come.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go ahead and get into our news of the week. Pat, I finally saw Alien Romulus.
Yes, you were telling me.
That was the most anxiety-inducing film I've seen in quite a while. In fact, I think for quite a while, and not just in film, but also in this whole series. I know we talked about it last time, how Alien Covenant wasn't really the most memorable film in that franchise. Yeah, I'm gonna remember this movie for a long time, and yeah. I am definitely gonna.
I'm still thinking about it. Like, I still find myself thinking about it at least once a day.
Oh my gosh. I have some notes, but nothing major. I felt like some stuff kind of came and went, but it was never distracting though.
So listen, I do sort of agree with the doomers on Twitter that it leans a little too heavily into other Alien movies, but also I don't agree with doomers on Twitter in that I don't think it ruins the movie.
No, there were definitely some callbacks from previous films. That's not what I'm really concerned about. My concern is just one of the characters that honestly got really annoying. So when his death scene came, I was like, okay, thank fucking God, we don't have don't have to deal with his racist ass anymore.
Oh yeah, sure. He gets one of the nastiest deaths in the movie too,
and honestly,
which is crazy.
And honestly, I was okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, acid blood violence has been done in Alien movies before, but that one felt particularly mean. So I was okay with it.
So Pat, I'm excited. Yeah, no. I'm excited to talk about this piece of news. I know it's only just a teaser trailer. But if they keep up,
it's like literally 13 seconds long.
But if they keep up with what they did with Alien Romulus, I can't wait to see where they're gonna go with for this new show on Hulu, Alien Earth.
Yeah, Hulu, FX, wherever you stream your alien media. Yeah, Alien Earth. Stacked cast. I'll tell. I mean, at the very least, I'll watch anything with Timothy Olyphant. Man. He's a great actor. You ever watch Justified? It's a good ass show.
I have not watched Justified, but I think I should watch it before watching Alien. So this is the description that they have on their teaser trailer. When a mysterious space vessel crash lands on Earth, a young woman, played by Sydney Chandler, and a ragtag group of tactical soldiers make a fateful discovery that puts them face to face with the planet's greatest threat in FX's highly anticipated series Alien Earth from creator Noah Hawley. And the show there's no exact release date, but the show is scheduled to be out sometime next year. You already have me with the ragtag team. We haven't really seen the ragtag team type, I think, since the original Alien movie, at least the first two. So to bring this ragtag team back was honestly a great return to form with Alien Romulus, and the fact that they're going to continue that trend with the show.
Yeah,
give me all you got. Hold back no punches, FX and Hulu, please.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm always excited for more Alien media. I mean, remains to be seen whether it disappoints me or not. Mm-hmm. I mean, but I'll give it my cautious optimism.
Yeah,
I like the cast a lot. There hasn't been an Alien TV show yet, so we'll yeah. I mean, I'll call myself cautiously optimistic off of my renewed faith in this franchise, hot off the heels of Alien Romulus being everything I wanted it to be.
Oh, so. Hell yeah. Pat, let's go ahead and jump into our game time segment this week. You have a rant that I know you have been saving for this show, Pat. what's going on with PlayStation this week?
All right, so this is like the craziest like week for PlayStation in recent memory, in that it is a tale of two extremes. Sony released their long in development live service multiplayer hero shooter CONCORD um about 2 weeks ago. Now, bear in mind, Concord opened their state of play 3 months ago. They like led off the state of play with this game. Um, it was released 2 weeks ago, and it was shut down 2 days ago. It was taken offline, and refunds are being issued to everybody who bought the game.
So what's been the problem? Why did it shut down within 2 weeks of its release?
It didn't sell anything at all. So,
Oh.
okay. Here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
This game was in development for 8 years. Conveniently, Overwatch came out 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So, PlayStation decided to develop this game presumably as a Overwatch competitor, as they are the same genre of game, multiplayer hero shooters. The problem is that they took 8 years to do it, and they released Concord for $40 with into a completely different market, where not only is interest in hero shooters sort of down right now, but also all of its primary competitors are free to play.
Mm-hmm.
So they released it for $40. The art style and character designs in this game, to put it nicely, are universally disliked by the internet at large. Most people are not enthusiastic about the characters or the way that they look. And people were kind of like middling on the gameplay. The open beta, to give you an idea of how little interest there was from the jump, the open beta, as in the beta that you could just download to play without needing an invite or anything, on Steam, like, because it was a simultaneous release for PlayStation and Steam. On Steam, the open beta barely cracked 1,200 concurrent players at any given time. That's bad. The launch day player count on this game for Steam, as in the day the game released, did not pull above 750 players
Oh my
on
god.
Steam. Now, I'm willing to bet more people bought it on PlayStation, but at the end of the day, this is a game with a reported budget somewhere around $180 million, and I think it was estimated to have made maybe $1 million in sales. So Sony took Concord offline 2 days ago on Friday. It was an active game for 2 weeks after 8 years in development. So this is perhaps the single greatest misread of the market at large that I have ever seen from a AAA gaming company. And I really feel for the devs at Firewalk Studios. It's gotta be brutal.
Yeah.
To no doubt understand the market better than the executives that are, essentially like having you make this game, and to have it met with like zero fanfare and be lambasted by the general public, and now it's like shut down 2 weeks after release. You're refunding everybody, and your higher ups are basically putting out a statement that says we're figuring out what to do with Concord. That's pretty rough. However,
so pretty much Concord did the opposite of what the developers did at No Man's Sky, where they heard criticism and they said, okay, we're going to work on this. And as time went on, the game just got better. Yeah.
As rough as rough of a launch as No Man's Sky had in terms of unfulfilled promises, there was like a product there with like a player base. Yeah. My best guess is that they will eventually relaunch this game as free to play, I don't know if that's actually enough to save it. I feel like overall interest in this game, granted, maybe partly because it was $40 as opposed to free to play, it just like doesn't exist. I think the general public simply just does not care about this game, and I don't think relaunching it for free is enough to recoup any of its budget through like microtransactions or anything of the sort. I think this is just like I think this is a completely sunk ship. Doomed to the Marianas Trench.
So I brought up No Man's Sky because I heard about the CONCORD news from the guys over at the official podcast.
Yeah.
And they were talking about it, and at the time of their recording, how many plays did you say CONCORD had, Pat? Like 1,200?
So the open beta, at least on Steam, I don't have PlayStation numbers, but at least on Steam, the open beta barely broke 1,200 concurrent players.
Okay. So at the time of when they were recording official podcast, when we were listening to, at the time when they were recording, No Man's Sky had like 70, 100 something players. So,
well, yeah, because it keeps getting updates. They literally just released another gigantic free update for No Man's Sky.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is that it's just wild to me that you know, a game like No Man's Sky had that many players and all this shit happening with CONCORD.
No Man's Sky is like the redemption story of all redemption stories. That and Cyberpunk 2077 are like the two biggest turnarounds I've ever seen in video games.
Okay. I haven't really heard much about Cyberpunk, so that's very interesting to hear.
Oh yeah, when they launched, what is it? CD Projekt Red released the Phantom Liberty expansion for Cyberpunk 2077. As they released that, they released a 2.0 patch that completely overhauled the game and most of its systems. I say this as someone who was very like middling on Cyberpunk when it came out. Like the podcast that I used to do, All in Safe Progress, I think I gave it like a 6 or something when it came out. I was not feeling Cyberpunk at all.
Yeah.
Not even accounting for like the technical disaster that it was on previous generation consoles. Because wow, that PS4 version was fucking bad. But I actually when Phantom Liberty came out, I like repurchased Cyberpunk because like I refunded it. When Phantom Liberty came out, I heard so much good press about it that I repurchased Cyberpunk with the expansion because they were on sale as a bundle, and I played through it this year, and yeah, that's a good game. So anyway, it's just interesting. So like CONCORD lives for 2 weeks and is shut down, and then on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, also from PlayStation, Astrobot comes out the same day as CONCORD. And Astrobot, by comparison, is a reasonably budgeted, developed in 3 years by a team of only 65 people, platformer. And it is the best reviewed game of the year. And because so few people worked on it, the margin for profitability is actually pretty small. So it doesn't need to sell a ton to make back its money.
Right.
And it's selling in droves. Like it's sold out everywhere in Japan. And I think a lot of Targets here are sold out of copies.
Wow.
So PlayStation, so here inside PlayStation in the same week exists the two extremes that the games industry finds itself in now, which is multi-year investments in risky live service projects that probably don't work out. And then you have the type of stuff that maybe should be happening more often nowadays, because nowadays every AAA game that comes out has like a 7-figure budget, or like a 7-8 figure budget. There's like 200 people working on them. They take years to come out. And then when you hit it out of the park like that, it's great. But you know what this is? this isn't really unique, right? This is literally just Nintendo's business model. It's literally just Nintendo's business model. They literally make good games with smaller teams at reasonable budgets, and they come out at a steady pace. They just let them cook. They have realistic sales expectations. Like, it's kind of a joke in the games industry right now how literally every time Square Enix releases a new game, 3 weeks later they say that game didn't meet our sales expectations. Like, Nintendo just quietly cooks and puts out banger after banger after banger. We are on the verge of getting a Switch 2 announcement. Like, they're going to announce the Switch successor before the end of this year. Ooh. That is just what's going to happen.
Right.
And Nintendo stacked the fucking deck for the rest of this year with a ton of brand new exclusive Switch games that are like reasons to still buy an original Switch. I mean, presumably the successor will be backwards compatible. If it's not, it's suicide.
Right.
But, you know, like, if you really can't wait, like, there's like 4 like super high quality Nintendo games that are dropping right now in like the last year of the Switch's primary life cycle before it gets put on life support and they start to transition to the Switch 2. I mean, the new Zelda game comes out this month. So, I mean, it's funny, you know. People are like, why don't game studios do this? It's like, Nintendo's been doing this. This is all they've ever done. It feels like people want the games industry to progress, air quotes, as long as they can like exclude Nintendo from the conversation, because Nintendo has never tried to compete. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they like you said, they just cook. They do their own thing.
They're in their own lane, and you can't say it doesn't work for them. The Nintendo Switch is about to catch up to the PlayStation 2 in lifetime console sales. Ooh. The PlayStation 2 is the best-selling console of all time. So, I mean, yeah. More studios should be willing to do stuff like Astrobot. And the thing that gets me is like Astrobot is such a love letter to the 30 years of PlayStation history. It's like, I don't know. Astrobot kind of makes me realize how much of a bummer the PS5 generation has been overall, because Astrobot kind of feels like walking through a graveyard of all the IPs that Sony doesn't do anything with anymore. And it makes me sad. It's like there's such reverence for the past, a past that they still own, that they could still do stuff with, and they just don't. So I hope Astrobot, being literally the best reviewed game of the year so far, is something of a wake-up call for PlayStation and maybe other companies in the industry, because what whiplash it must be. Like, I wonder, I gotta wonder what the president of PlayStation is thinking right now, where like CONCORD literally got taken off of life support before it was, you know, pushed out of its mom, and then Astrobot like rose from the ashes like a phoenix. And it's like it probably feels like looking at a stock market graph where CONCORD is like, it's so over, and then Astrobot is like, we're so back. Like, it's so weird. That was a lot longer than I was expecting it to be, but I had a lot to say about this.
Honestly, Pat, what you said, you know, talking about like just games, it just makes up that people love. You know what's a game that I loved as a kid, Pat? CROC. The next piece of news I'm excited to talk about. One of my favorite childhood video games is getting a remaster. I have not thought about CROC in a long time, but anytime there was a remaster, though, I would always say, you know what? I honestly wouldn't mind a CROC game, and my prayers have finally been answered, Pat. Arrogant Games is making a comeback and is remastering CROC Legend of the Gobos.
Yeah, so full disclosure, I've never played the original CROC. I've played CROC 2 also by Argonaut Games, obviously. But I did watch the trailer for this. I do feel a lot of nostalgia for this because I loved CROC 2 as a kid. As I understand it, the original CROC has really bad tank controls because it's an early 3D platformer, but I did see in the description for the announcement trailer that updated controls are a thing. So they're actually like making this like bearable to play by modern standards.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to check this out.
From the article that I have up here on Game Rant, they're talking about we're only getting a remaster of the first CROC game. This isn't going to be like what they with what happened with the Crash Bandicoot remaster where we got the whole trilogy. It's just going to be the one game. It's there's no plans on a second one. But honestly, I'm still okay with it. I've played both CROC games, and the fact that we're finally getting a remaster just for at least one of the games, it's been long overdue, and I'm so happy it's finally happening.
The crazier thing to me is like they just fully resurrected Argonaut Games.
Yeah,
like they didn't like it. It's not just that some company picked up the license for CROC and decided to remaster it. Like they're actually just resurrecting the studio. And they're like gonna let them make games again, which is really cool.
For those that don't know what Argonaut Games is, they were the ones that that developed the original Star Fox on the Super Nintendo back in 1982.
Yeah, they literally helped Nintendo develop the Super FX chip that makes Star Fox work for the SNES. It's they've got a long list of credits that's very interesting. Yeah, more positive stuff from the games industry, please. I want shorter games made by fewer people with worse graphics for less money, and I'm not kidding. That's like my actual take. So I see we have some Tetris stuff here.
Yes.
On the docket. You're the resident Tetris fan.
Pat, you know how much I love Tetris.
I enjoy myself some Tetris, but you have attended Tetris World Championships and own a Tetris suit.
I own a Tetris.
So,
I own a Tetris suit. I play Tetris 99 on the reg. I have one of those little. If I had my webcam on right now, I can show it. I want to see. Yeah, you know what? Let me see if I can do that real quick.
Tetris is to you as pinball is to me.
Let me make sure. All right, hold on. Let me fix this real quick. I have this tiny little arcade game with OG Tetris too. And it works. It works fine.
Cute.
There we go. So, yeah, Pat, I love Tetris. I went, like you said, I went to Portland last year to see CTWC. I'm just in love with the game, and I'm excited to talk about this. So first of all, Tetris is celebrating 40 years this year. They already had their tournament in California this year, and they actually this past weekend, today's actually the day of this recording on September 8th, 2024. Today's their last day of their other tournament that they are doing in honor of Jonas Neubauer.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's the Jonas tournament. And so what's been going on in this Tetris community is, you see a lot of young players coming in. They're doing rolling and hyper tapping. For the Jonas trophy, it's just playing Tetris traditionally.
Yeah.
There's no fancy stuff being involved. They're just doing that in honor of Jonas. So,
good for them, honestly.
So with this piece of news, at Nintendo Direct that happened, Tetris Forever has been announced for the Nintendo Switch, which is going to be an interactive museum. This is from IGN. It's going to be an interactive museum that will feature a variety of Tetris games, 15 to be exact. These are games including the 1988 Famicom version of Tetris, Super Bombless, Tetris 2 Plus Bombless, Tetris Battle Gaiden, and Super Tetris 3, among others, of course. But we're also getting a brand new Tetris game called Tetris Time Warp, where you jump between eras of a game, of the Tetris game. It's like what it says on IGN. It's going to be like this cool remix. Now, there hasn't been any gameplay that has been released yet. What Nintendo has released is just like a documentary style kind of thing of the game, but they do announce that they are doing this Tetris game, and I'm honestly excited for it. I love me some Tetris.
Yeah, I can tell.
I remember, Pat. Do you remember back in the HCC days when I was just fanboying over the Tetris Effect trailer, and Brendan and Cesar were just like, "What's this guy's problem?"
Yeah, those were the days. I do really enjoy Tetris. Just as a game, it's fun.
Should I also say we're getting for those that have a Nintendo Online subscription, you can get you have like a whole collection of like old NES games that you can play like in the NES library on the Switch Online.
Yeah.
We're finally getting the original NES Tetris at that collection sometime later this year too.
Cool.
I'm excited.
That's awesome. I love games preservation. Sick.
All right, Pat, I know you want to talk about this. Remedy announces Control 2 and new mediums for Control and Alan Wake. I understand that they are in collaboration with
Annapurna.
Annapurna.
Yeah, so this is sick. We knew Control 2 was coming. But yes, Remedy Games and Annapurna have announced a strategic partnership agreement on Control 2 and bringing Control and Alan Wake to film and television. So I have the official statement pulled up today, or right in front of me. So Annapurna will finance 50% of the development budget for Control 2 and gain the rights to expand the award-winning Control and Alan Wake franchises into film and television. Remedy will receive a greater revenue share from game sales after the initial investments have been recouped, proportional to the amounts invested. Conversely, Annapurna will receive a greater revenue share from the audio-visual productions, and Remedy will retain the rights to Control and Alan Wake. Like the IP still belongs to Remedy, which is great. I'm not an expert on industry stuff such as this, but this just sounds like an insanely good deal for both parties. Both of them getting to make back their investments. Remedy gets to have a bigger budget for Control 2, and they also get to tell their stories in new ways, which is really interesting. If anybody here hasn't played Remedy games, particularly stuff like Alan Wake or Control, Remedy leans very heavily into incorporating live action segments into their games as part of their storytelling. So they already Alan Wake especially already sort of feels like an episodic TV show. So I think this is super, super cool. I love Alan Wake and Control. Control especially is one of my personal favorite games, just in general. I have really been antsy for the sequel. I can't wait to see what they do with it, and I think this is super, super cool. I think this is a great deal for both parties, and I am excited to see like film and TV adaptations of these two universes. I wonder which one will be which. I wonder if Control gets the movie, or Alan Wake gets the movie, or Alan Wake gets the show, or maybe they do a mix of both. But yeah, this is great. And Annapurna is a great publisher too. Like Annapurna is just like a really good and not just as a games publisher, but Annapurna has also like done like films and TV, like Zero Dark 30 and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm stoked on this. Super stoked on this.
Zero Dark 30.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, they
man.
helped get Zero Dark 30 made.
Wow. Ooh.
But then Annapurna Games also did like Stray and What Remains of Edith Finch and all kinds of stuff. If you've played a really artsy indie game in the past, I don't know, like 6 or 7 years, Annapurna probably helped publish it. So like Night in the Woods, bunch of other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Both Oxenfree games. So yeah, happy for my boys at Remedy. Control Freaks, we stay winning. We stay winning, Control Freaks. Love to see it.
All right, Pat. We got a lot of movie trailers to talk about this week for our movie talk segment. Sega released the trailer for the third Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Yeah.
I want to say just how far this franchise has come. From
Isn't it funny? The one time bullying on the internet worked. Like, I still remember the original Ugly Sonic trailer and thinking, wow, that looks bad. And then they were like, you know what? You're right. It does look bad. And now we're on our third movie of a runaway, like a runaway hit at the box office, essentially, that, like, fans really seem to love. I mean, I am a Sonic fan, but I'm not like a Sonic fan.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I enjoy Sonic the Hedgehog. I am not super heavily invested in Sonic the Hedgehog. Having said that, Sonic Adventure 2, which this movie appears to be adapting, is my shit. So, huge game for my formative years. Played it for hours and hours and hours. So, I actually think this looks pretty good.
Oh yeah, these Sonic movies have been such a surprise and quite a delight to go see in the theaters. The fact that Jim Carrey is coming out of retirement, because he, for those that don't know, he announced retirement after Sonic 2 came out. He's coming back to play Dr. Robotnik again. We're getting a team up. If you saw in the trailer, we're getting a team up. Shadow is going to be here.
Yeah, we got Keanu Reeves as Shadow.
I remember when fans really wanted Hayden Christensen to be Shadow.
I always just remember like Keanu Reeves being like the ultimate fan casting, and Paramount Studios is like, okay, there you go. So cool. Yeah, this I mean, I'll see this in theaters. It's out in December. So
man, we're getting it pretty soon.
Yeah.
Another trailer release this week, Pat, that we actually saw before the recording. DC Studios is releasing a documentary for Christopher Reeves titled Superman: The Christopher Reeves Story.
Yeah, this looks really good.
Oh yeah.
I've only ever seen the first Superman movie with Christopher Reeves. I never saw the other ones. But I know obviously he's a very iconic take on the character. I mean, he was the first person to play him in live action.
Yeah.
I know he's highly revered. I didn't actually, well, I guess I could say I don't know much about him as a person, aside from, you know, him playing Superman and the fact that he had that really unfortunate accident.
Yeah.
So this is one that I'm actually interested in giving a watch. Because it does look really good.
Yeah. So what you said, Pat, if you were to watch Superman 2, of course watch the original theatrical movie, but also watch the Richard Donner cut. The Richard Donner cut, Superman 2 is already a great sequel. It definitely, it's one of those movies where it's better than the first movie, but the Richard Donner cut takes that by a mile.
Interesting.
So definitely see Superman 2. I've never funny thing, I've never seen Superman 3 or 4, but I've honestly seen enough reviews. I've kind of know what happens. I don't need to see Nuclear Man or whatever the hell his name is to come in and
yeah, Superman 4 is the one everybody thinks is really bad, right?
Yes.
That much I do know. Its reputation precedes itself.
Yeah. But yeah, this documentary looks amazing. Of course, Christopher Reeves, one of the most inspirational, not just celebrities, but one of the most inspirational people to ever exist. With what he had to go through, with what happened to him, didn't stop with still what he wanted to do, and that's just to make people happy and inspiring. His cameo in Smallville is one for the books.
Yeah.
And this, I told you, Pat, like when the part came in about his wife saying that, that she loves him and all that, and I told you, like, Pat, this is where I cried when I first saw the trailer, because I did, and I'm so looking forward to this new documentary.
Wait.
So we're getting a great documentary from DC and Warner Brothers. Pat, we're getting quite the movie coming from Warner Brothers coming up next year, because Warner Brothers released the trailer for Minecraft this week.
Looks like shit, man. This is bad.
This looks awful.
This might be one of the single worst movie trailers I've ever seen in my entire life. I got second-hand embarrassment watching this. Genuinely. You want to know what? It's just like it gets on my nerves, because we were originally supposed to get an animated Minecraft movie with a modest budget that was written and directed by Rob from It's Always Sunny. And
oh my god.
Now this is what we get. We get an ugly, like, offensive to my eyes looking ass live action Minecraft trailer or movie in general, with just like a weird cast and awkward humor and just like bad costume design. And I don't get
Jason
it, man.
Momoa, what the hell do they do to you?
Video game adaptations had come so far, and now we got Minecraft and Borderlands muddying up the waters again. I swear to God, bro, I'm glad Arcane Season 2 comes out early next year, so I can
I can't wait for Arcane Season 2.
Wipe my brain from this absolute slump that video game adaptations are in right now.
Something I was telling
Holy crap,
something
bad.
Something I was telling some friends at work. I was telling them I love how this movie is titled just a Minecraft movie, not like the Minecraft movie or Minecraft the movie. And a lot of my friends were saying, well, they want to try to make spinoffs, and I was like, I know, and that's the part that gets me the most. But what I really predict, Pac, this movie is still gonna make a shit ton of money. Look what happened with Super Mario Brothers, the movie. At least to me, it was mediocre at best. It still made $1 billion at the box office.
Listen. This movie is gonna make money. Minecraft has too broad of an appeal for children of all ages for this to not make money. And kids will laugh at anything. Kids think everything's funny, and they see Minecraft on the poster, and they're like, "Oh, so I gotta go see that." So of course this movie's gonna make money. It's still gonna be bad.
Pat, you actually do make a good point. Because this movie is going to make a lot of kids like their childhood movie. When you really think about it.
Well, yeah,
it really is, because I think the same can be said for like a lot of other movies. Like when kids went to go see the first ever Mario movie, even though we all know what happened with that, it still made a lot of people kids that grew up in the 80s, it still made like their childhood, because they saw their favorite video game characters on the screen, and they get to see this open world game finally hit the big screen too.
It's also just like, it's still like, it's not even just like kids who grew up playing Minecraft. It's like it's little kids who play Minecraft now. Like there are 7 and 8 year olds who play Minecraft. Like Minecraft is their favorite game.
Yep, I have 3 cousins, Pat, around that age, and we went. Brenny and I went to go see our family for Labor Day, and of course they were playing Minecraft on their tablets. Of course they're gonna love this movie.
Yeah, I mean,
I love Minecraft just as much as the next person.
I adore Minecraft.
Is this the best that we got?
I still get the itch. And listen, just because kids like just about anything you put in front of them doesn't mean that kids deserve slop.
Yes.
You can make...
I wholeheartedly agree.
You can make good quality children-focused content that is still enjoyable for the whole family.
Oh, yeah.
See, I don't know, the past 30 years of Pixar, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you know, but no, you're totally right. Like, is this the best we got? Is like the entire. That's my mindset watching the whole trailer.
Do you think we can bully Warner Brothers the same way we did with Sega to at least make some of the stuff look better?
No.
Yeah, no. Something that my friends were saying at work, Sonic was just one character. This is a whole world.
Sonic is but one character.
Yeah.
This entire movie looks like shit.
Oh my god.
So, oh well. It's gonna make $1 billion, and then Warner Brothers will make a sequel and push it out even faster.
Yeah.
So, ooh boy, we got a new trailer for Wicked. I also don't think this looks good.
It looks. So. I've never seen Wicked, the actual Broadway play.
I have only read Wicked, so I have not watched Wicked.
Mm-hmm. I think the trailer looks fine. What I find funny is that I was telling my friends at work. I thought Disney got the rights to Wicked a long time ago, but I guess I was wrong because Universal is doing the movie.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that. So this movie's like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like 2.5 hours. I'm pretty sure the stage play runs an hour and a half.
Really?
It's like. Let me look this up just to be sure.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't want to spit misinformation on the podcast.
6.5 hours later.
Okay, so they're about the same length.
Okay.
Because the stage play is 2 hours and 45 minutes, but that includes a 15-minute
right.
intermission. Oh, that's what it was. So the entire stage play is 2 hours and 30 minutes, but this 2.5 hour movie is simply part 1.
Oh my god. No way. That
yeah.
I didn't. Oh my god, no.
I'm pretty sure. Let me see.
2,000 years later.
Oh man, yeah, it's literally part 1.
Oh no.
Originally announced as one film, Wicked was split into 2 films in April 2022.
Oh my god.
So this 2.5 hour, 1 part of 2-part movie is the same length as the stage play that it's adapting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is gonna suck. Maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it'll be good. I don't think it looks good, and I probably won't watch it. But maybe I will, just for content. I'll watch it for the content.
Watch it for the content.
I'll watch it for the podcast, so I have something to contribute.
Well, Pat, we're going to get it pretty soon. It comes out November 22nd, 2024. Who's Cynthia Rivero? She's playing the Wicked Witch. And we have Ariana Grande playing Glinda. I like those 2 actresses. I think they could make a good pair. I like Ariana Grande's music.
Sure.
Wicked just ain't it, man.
Yeah, it's just like this feels like it's coming too late. Also, you know what I mean? Like, is Wicked still that relevant?
Yeah, no, it is. They were like, weren't they like in town like last year?
Were they?
I think so.
Bro, I don't know.
Yeah, no, yeah. Wicked is still popular, man. I have friends that sing it at work all the time. I have friends. I have my old middle school. Some of my old middle school friends who sing it.
Oh yeah. Would you look at that? 2023 third UK Ireland tour and multiple international productions.
Yep. Yeah, no, to Wicked is still popular, man.
My God, this debuted in 2003.
Yeah.
Holy! I didn't know this is where Idina Menzel started. Huh. I was just looking at the poster for the original Broadway.
Ah, gotcha.
Run.
Yeah, it was. That I know of. Yes, I actually forgot about that.
Well, All right.
Once again, everybody, sorry to kind of end this party on a bit of a bummer, but hey, look, out of 2 bad movies, we're getting 2 great movies this year. We're getting a remaster, we're getting a new Tetris game. Pat, you're excited of all the Remedy stuff. There's also Alien Earth. There's a lot to be looking forward coming up in the next few months, in the next year, with how many bad news that we talked about. So I think the party is still rolling.
Yeah, we're doing okay. We're doing all right. we're slightly hungover, but we got some Gatorade and some Tums. We're trucking.
We're trucking along.
We'll make it.
Honestly, that's all we can do on this party train. Pat, where can they find you on social media?
You can find me at Instagram at PattyWiseTheClown, and that's it.
You can find me on Instagram at Tommy.Zami. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this great episode of Party Pastime. The party's not yet over because next time, everybody, Patrick and I are going to give our reviews of the new Beetlejuice movie, Beetlejuice. And also, we're going to talk about Marvel celebrating its 85th year. So there's a lot of good stuff to talk about next week. But until then, everybody, party on, partiers.